Let's start out by looking at combining like terms. In number 1, we have 5x plus 6x. You can combine these together because they both have the same variable. So you simply just add the 5 and the 6 together. 5 plus 6 is going to be 11. So you have 11x. In number 2, we have 10x plus a negative 2x. They both have the same variable, so we add 10 plus negative 2 together, which is going to give us 8x. In number 3, the same situation. So we add negative 6 and negative 4, and we get a negative 10x. In number 4, we have the same variable as well. So when we add 9 plus negative 9, that actually equals 0. So the answer here is just 0. And this is the type of example that we're going to be using and looking at in some of our problems that we get to, where we end up having 0. So if you recall, when we were solving systems of equations, we did some where we had to graph and see where the lines cross. We also solved systems of equations where we had to use the substitution method. And now you're going to learn the elimination method. When you are doing this, you can get an ordered pair, you can get no solution, or you can get infinitely many solutions. The purpose of this method is to eliminate one of the variables. So looking at number 5 here, now just as a reminder, in front of our variables here, if the number in front is called the coefficient. If you don't see a coefficient, then it is 1. So all of these have coefficients of 1. We are going to be adding these two equations together. So we're going to be adding our x's together and adding our y's together, and then we're going to add the numbers on the other side of the equal sign together. So we're going to draw a line and do this. This says we're adding straight down. So 1x plus 3x is going to be 4x. A negative 1y and a positive 1y makes 0. And that's what I was trying to explain on number 4. That's just going to make 0. So we don't write anything. And then we have equals 18 plus 6 is going to be 24. Now when you get to this point, this is just a one-step equation. So you need to solve this for x. In order to do that, you need to get rid of the 4. So we're going to divide by 4 on both sides. That is going to give us 24 divided by 4 is 6. So when you go to write your answer, remember your answer needs to be written as an ordered pair. You just discovered that x is 6. Remember, you do your x and then your y. So if x is 6, we're going to put a 6 here. Now in order to figure that y out, the next step you're going to do is you are going to choose one of the original two equations, and it doesn't matter which one you pick. I'm going to pick the bottom one. So I have 3x plus y equals 6. And I write it exactly like I see it. But I do know at this point, I know x is 6 because I just figured that out. So I'm going to take this 6 and I'm going to plug it in for x right here. So I still have my 3 out front, but then in parentheses I'm going to put 6. And then plus y equals 6. You need to do your multiplication here first. Now at this point, all we're doing is solving this equation right here. So you need to multiply 3 times 6, which is going to be 18. Bring down your plus y equals 6. You're almost done. You need to solve for y, so you have to get rid of that 18. It's a positive 18, so you're going to subtract 18 on both sides. So you have y equals, and 6 minus 18 is negative 12. Don't forget, once you figure out what that is, it goes up here where the y is. Put your negative 12 in that ordered pair. So you kind of have two sections here. One where you eliminate and solve the one-step equation, and then another section where you choose one of the equations to substitute in what you have just found out to solve for the other variable. Okay, let's look at number 6. When you're looking at these, can you tell if the x's or the y's eliminate? Remember, you're looking for opposite numbers. So looking at our x's or our y's, which ones are going to eliminate? If you think it's the x's, you're correct. 2x plus negative 2x is 0, so that just goes away. Then 3y plus 1y is going to be 4y, and 11 plus 5 is 16. At this point, we have a one-step equation that we need to solve. So we're going to divide by 4 on both sides, and we end up with y equal to 4. So we go set up our parentheses for our ordered pair. Remember, we have our x and our y. And the 4, if y is 4, that has to go right here. After you do that, then you get to pick which equation you want. You can pick the top one or the bottom. It doesn't matter. I'm going to pick the top one this time. So 2x plus 3y equals 11. All I did is copy it down. But look, I already know y is 4. So if y is 4, I'm going to take that 4 and I'm going to put it in place of y right here. So I leave my 2x alone, plus 3. Oh, there's the y. Take it out and put in the 4. We have to do this multiplication here first. So leave the 2x alone, and 3 times 4 is a positive 12. So we're going to put plus 12 equals 11, and we're going to solve this equation. That's a positive 12, so we're going to subtract 12 on both sides. So 2x equals 11 minus 12 is a negative 1. Almost done. We have to divide by that 2 that's in front of the variable. And negative 1 divided by 2 is a negative 0.5. Or you can leave it as negative 1/2 if you want. It doesn't matter. But don't forget to go back up here and put your answer up here where your ordered pair is. Okay, number 7. Looking to see what will eliminate. Right away you can see it's the x's because we have two numbers that are opposite, negative 7 and positive 7, so that cancels. Okay, then 3y and 6y is going to be 9y. 10 plus 17 is going to be 27. The way we get rid of that 9 is we divide by 9. So y is equal to 3. 27 divided by 9 is 3. Set up your ordered pair. Get your x and your y. So we just figured out y was 3, so that goes right here. After you do that, in order to find the second variable, you need to pick an equation. You can pick the top one or the bottom one. Honestly, I usually try to pick the one that either has the smaller numbers or doesn't have any negatives, just because that's what I prefer. But you can pick either one. It doesn't matter. I'm going to pick 7x plus 6y equals 17, and I'm going to plug in this 3 for y right here. So I have 7x plus 6 parentheses, put the 3 in there, equals 17. Do that multiplication first, right there. So we have 7x plus 18 equals 17. And then we just solve this equation. We got to get rid of the plus 18 by subtracting 18 on both sides. So we have 7x equals 17 minus 18 is a negative 1. Get rid of that 7 by dividing. And so we have x equals a negative 1/7. And don't forget to come back up here to the ordered pair and put that in. Okay, last one. You can see that 2x plus negative 2x is going to make 0. 4y plus negative 3y is a 4 plus negative 3 is a positive 1y, or just y. Negative 25 plus 3 is a negative 22. Well, now you already have y. You don't have to do anything else because y is equal to negative 22, so you're just done there. So you set up your ordered pair, and your negative 22 goes right here. And then you have to find the other one. So we pick an equation. I'm going to pick the top one. 2x plus 4y equals negative 25. And I'm going to put the negative 22 that I just figured out right here for y. So I have 2x plus 4 times negative 22 equals negative 25. Multiply this together first. That gives me a negative 88. So I have 2x, that becomes a minus 88 then because of that, equals negative 25. Get rid of the minus 88 by adding 88. So you end up with 2x equals 63. Divide by 2 on both sides. And you get x equals 31.5. So you come up here and you put 31.5 right there.